What is a traumatic brain injury? The number one cause of traumatic brain injury in the United States is car crashes. That's true for the population of people between the ages of 18 and 65. And what is a traumatic brain injury? It is any external force or trauma that results in injury to the brain. Now, there's lots of ways that the brain can be injured by an external force or trauma. You could have an injury that penetrates through the skull. We call that a penetrating injury. Or you can have an injury where the skull is not penetrated, but the brain is moved or jostled so violently within the skull that it causes bleeding, bruising, or shearing of the axons or fibers that connect the brain. And that is a pretty common injury. It can happen in motor vehicle crashes. And so let me show you. I've got a skull model here. I've actually used this in several trials. You can see an exhibit sticker that's still on it from a previous case. And if we take the cap of the skull off and we take the brain out and you look at the base of the skull, you can see that there's lots of rough, bony ridges in there. And what happens is when a person is involved in a violent car wreck, especially one where the car has rotational forces in it, the brain will move around because it floats freely within the skull. So the brain will move within the skull, and it causes abrasions and shearing of the brain against those rough, bony edges of the skull. And that can result in a whole variety of symptoms that tend to get classified as post-concussive symptoms that we will discuss in a different talk. But the bottom line is, what is a TBI? We call traumatic brain injury TBI. It's trauma to the brain from any external force.